All right, boys and girls, we just learned about the life cycle of the honeybee. So what I'm going to do now is show you all the different things that I learned while learning about the honeybee with you. So the first thing I'm going to do on this page is complete the 4 different stages of the life cycle. So you will see here are the eggs. So we're going to type in here what we learned about the egg stage of the life cycle. Over here is the larva stage of the life cycle. Down here is the pupa. So there's an example of what the pupa looks like. And then over here is the adult. And then around the different slide, or around the slide are the different fun facts that we learned. So the first stage is the egg. So that's what I want to start with, is the egg stage of the life cycle, because that's the first stage of the life cycle. So I'm going to go ahead and start typing what I learned. So as I was reading that, I did learn that it was the first stage. And so right now I'm just typing in what I learned from that. And I learned also that the queen bee, and I'm actually going to make this a little bit smaller because I'm not sure that my what I want to type in here is going to fit. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, and I'm actually going to make it so that my words go to one side rather than be in the middle of that box. The queen bee can lay 3 different types of eggs, which I did not learn that or know that. So they can lay eggs that will eventually be, if I could type today, they will eventually be worker bees, drones, or other queen bees. Okay, so that is what I learned on that egg slide. Now, if you need to go back and rewatch the video, feel free to do that. So the second stage of the life cycle of a honeybee is the larva. And what I learned is, first of all, this is the second stage. And after 3 days, the larva hatches and it has no legs. And see, I'm kind of running out of room here. So again, what I'm gonna do is highlight. So I'm gonna right click and highlight so it's turning blue, and I'm going to come up here and hit this minus sign to make my text a little bit smaller so that it's going to fit in my box. So after 3 days, the larva hatches and has no legs. It will eat a pollen and honey mixture. Let me spell honey correctly. And the larva will shed its skin 4 to 5 times. And it looks like I need to make my text just a little bit smaller because it is still not fitting in the box. Okay, that's close enough. All right, so now I'm going to come down to my third stage of the life cycle of a honeybee. And I don't have quite as much to write about the pupa stage, but I am going to go ahead and make my text smaller. So you can start off by going up here and just automatically going, and making it smaller to begin with, so you don't have to go back and highlight the text. So that might be easier for you to do it that way. So the pupa is the third stage. Where are you? There we go. The third stage in the life cycle of a honeybee. And this is the stage where the larva hatches after 9 days and it forms into the pupa. And then this is also when it goes through the process of metamorphosis. And remember, that is when it changes, completely changes form. Just like how the butterfly changes too. And then the fourth stage of the life cycle of a honeybee. And again, I'm going to go ahead and just make this a little bit smaller just so I know that it's going to fit. is the adult stage. So this is the fourth stage. They chew their way out of the pupa and are adults. So they're adult bees at this point once they chew their way out. And the whole process takes about between 16 and 23 days. And I do need to make this just a little bit smaller just so I can have it make sure that it fits in the box. There we go. And so now I want to make sure that I write down some fun facts here. And so I'm actually going to go back to the text to just make sure that I know exactly what to write down. So I'm going to come back over here to my fun facts. And I know one of them was that so the queen bee can lay up to 2,000 eggs a day. So I'm going to come back over here. The queen bee can lay up to 2,000 eggs a day, which I think is crazy. I need to make that just a little bit smaller. Okay, and then I'm going to come back over here and look at another fact. Queen bees can live 3 to 5 years. Worker bees live about 6 weeks, and then drones live 40 to 50 days. So I need to definitely make my text smaller on that one. So queen bees, oh, come on. Live 3 to 5 years. Worker bees live 6 weeks, and drones live 40 to 50 days. I'm gonna go back and check that and make sure that I was correct on those numbers. And yeah, okay, cool. And then the third fact is honeybees fly at 15 miles per hour, which I think is crazy. And I can probably fit that on here without changing the size. They fly 15 miles per hour. Next time you're in a car, look at the speedometer, which is the gauge in the car that tells you how fast you're going, and look to see when it says 15 miles per hour. It's not very fast in a car, but when you think about it for a honeybee, that's really, really fast. And then they can, their honeybee flap its wings 11,400 times a minute. And that's also, they indicated that that's why you hear that like buzzing noise. I have a hummingbird feeder, and if you've ever been close enough to a hummingbird, their wings move very, very, very quickly, and you can hear them buzz as well. So I'm assuming that's because of the fact that they're moving so quickly. So again, we watched or went through the slideshow about the honeybee, the life cycle of the honeybee, and this is my modeling of me completing the slide about the information I learned about the honeybee. So now what you're going to do is complete the slideshow about the chicken, and then complete the slide about the 4 different life cycles of a chicken, and then the 4 fun facts about the chicken.